Hey everybody, and we're back. Just gonna go ahead and load this up and continue on with my life. So we're moving. I think this is, like I said before, it might be a 30 video thingamajiggy, but hey, we're moving. I honestly don't know if this game is longer or shorter than the 5th game. I feel like for me it feels like the 5th game is shorter, but I really don't know. I guess it's just that I'm a little more familiar with the 5th game than I am with this game. It's a little easier. I mean, without question, I think it's a much easier game than this game. A lot of the challenges is like no longer there. Yes, this inventory is actually irking me, so I will be reorganizing it at some point. Oh my god. They throw every obstacle at us, aren't they? Here we go. At least they left these things. I think they explode, if I'm not mistaken, these things. These barrels, but... Yep, there they go. That was awfully considerate of whoever left that there. Oops. Okay. So I was starting to make a comment in my last video about what I want these let's plays to be, and I think, I don't know, I just really like, just kind of talking about random things in my life, random things that I've thought about, come across, that sort of thing. So I think that's what I like. That's what I like. So I think we're just gonna go with that. Hope you guys enjoy it too. So let's see, we're gonna go back down here. I guess we're retracing our steps back to the village, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I forgot about this guy right here.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things.
So I did hear apparently that there's going to be a Resident Evil Revelations 2 or something like that. I heard that recently, so that there was some picture of the, I think it was some picture of the cover art or something, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm still kind of like, I'm not sure what to think about that game. Everyone says it's the best modern Resident Evil, and I played through most of it, and I don't I hate to say it, but I don't really see what's so great about it. As a matter of fact, I read a countdown before, and of course countdowns are always subjective. That's why I hate countdowns in general, like, and by that I mean the top, whenever somebody says the top 10 list of something, top 10 games of all time, top 10 Super Nintendo games, and so on and so forth. There was actually a top 10 or so Resident Evil game list. And before I even opened up that list, I said, I can almost guarantee that this game here, Resident Evil 4, is going to be number 1. I can almost guarantee it. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. It was rated the best Resident Evil game. And like I said, I can see why, because it is a fun game. It is. I mean, they do really have that tension down packed. It's really good. Despite the emphasis on action, you'd still feel that tension, which I think is really superb. But the interesting thing about that list too, so I wasn't surprised by that. The interesting thing about the list too was that there was a mention of Revelations being the best modern Resident Evil game, and I'm just like, okay. As a matter of fact, it's funny because I wrote a little, I have a blog, and I mean, I have the link below if you want to check it out. I need to write some more articles for it, but I wrote an article specifically about that, specifically about people's sentiment for Revelations, and oh my god, hello. Oh, Jesus. And I forgot Ashley just kind of stand in the way. At least she sort of ducks, but it's still not the most convenient for me. You know, there's a ton more enemies all around, but I think there was an enemy right there too, to the like behind us, but there's bear traps here, so I have to be a little careful. Hey, hello. Whoops. I like how she grabs me, but she could have just burned me. But, you know, it's like the same thing with whenever you see an action movie, a horribly choreographed action movie where you have your one main character, your protagonist, and then there's like 50 people around him or her with guns, and none of them shoot the protagonist. You guys ever see that? I guarantee you, watch some generic action movie, or hell, even some high budget action movie, and I can guarantee you're gonna see one of those moments. I swear to God, literally oh my gosh, the best moment, and it's not so much of people not shooting, but the best moment where you just feel like the protagonist is invincible is Commando. There's literally like one part where Arnold Schwarzenegger he has like a machine gun, I think. I mean, why do I even need to say that? In every movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger has a machine gun. He does. Like, Jesus Christ, every movie's Predator. But anyway, there's one part where he's like in whatever country his daughter's kidnapped in, generic South American country with like a crime lord, drug lord that's the president. So cliche. And he's not even hiding behind cover. He is literally just walking as slow as molasses, and the whole like Colombian army is shooting at this one dude, and all he's doing, he's just walking casually through like a flower garden with like this machine gun shooting at everybody. Not one time is he hit by a single bullet. And I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome and stupid at the same time. It's just like, he can get away with it because he's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he was Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not like he passed away. No, he's still Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's just like he doesn't have that same, I don't think he has that same magic anymore, really. But like that's kind of the point. It's like he can get away with it. Now, if anybody else did anything like that, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is so stupid. This is a dumb movie." But oh my gosh, who doesn't love Commando? Who doesn't love any good 80s action movie? Seriously. Like, and the funny thing is that you had those action movies, and then you had video games based on those action movies, and it's just like, what in the hell were we thinking making video games for little kids about these like ultra-violent action movies? Look at Predator. Predator was all gore and all just craziness. But we had a video game about it. It was a really horrible video game, but still, that's the idea. And you wouldn't even think twice about about letting your kids see an R-rated movie. How many R-rated movies did I see when I was little? A bunch. Like, I saw a lot. For example, I saw Terminator 2 back in 1991, and I was a kid back then, you know? So it was just, I don't know, and it's just, and I turned out just fine. I think most of us 80s kids turned out just fine. I think when people start to get a little sensitive about everything, I think that's when kids get messed up. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Like, look, I was fine. Look, I played Contra. I mean, for crying out loud, look at the damn cover of Contra. That is 80s action at its finest, folks. I mean, for crying out loud, the cover was literally Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator. They just copied that image. And, you know, Sylvester Stallone from Rambo. Those were the two guys. Like, they just copied that, and they just put an alien back there from Aliens, because it looks just like it. And there you go, Contra. Awesome game. And then, I didn't play this game as a kid, but I know Metal Gear, I saw the cover years later, you know, because then I started playing Metal Gear Solid, and then I learned about the origins of the game. And then you see the cover, and it's like, oh my god, that's Kyle Reese from Terminator 1. You know, it's just like, oh my gosh, how rampant is this whole thing with just kind of, you know, just copying images of 80s iconic action movies, that sort of thing. And I think also like Escape from New York, which that's one movie I haven't seen, and I definitely want to see that. That was the inspiration for, I mean, that served as a lot of inspiration for Metal Gear, this series as well. So I definitely want to see that. But I don't know, and now kids these days, it's just like, they're such pansies, and no offense to anybody, but honestly, it's just like, I was just fine seeing all these ultra-violent movies. You know why? Because my mom actually taught me the difference between make-believe and reality. If you don't teach your kids the difference, and then you show them these things, then don't be surprised. I hate to say that. And I don't want to make light of anything like that, because, you know, recent events are very tragic. But I am trying to make a point. Like, it's just like, you know, you have to teach your kids how, if you play a game like this is make-believe. Of course everything's going to be sensationalized. Shooting guns, flipping through the air, and like fighting all sorts of enemies. That's fiction. And that's, you know, that's just, as soon as you shut the game off, that is the end of that, you know? But I don't know. And I will never... I like how she bounces up like a dog, too. He whistles at her, she bounces up like a dog. That's just funny to me. So I guess we're still going this way. There we go. There's a couple bits of treasure I can pick up on the way. May as well, right? And while we're on the way... And I'm just kind of looking at Ashley's outfit, and I'm just like, wow, you know? No wonder she got kidnapped. I'm surprised that's all that happened to her. Hate to say it. I mean, seriously, who thought this was a good idea? Obvious fan... I was gonna say fan fiction, my god. I guess I just have fan fiction on the mind. Obvious fan service, I should say. So this was the door I wasn't able to go through earlier, but now I can. Excellent. So we move along. So now this is new territory, and I have no idea where I am, to be honest. But the merchant is here, so that's always good. Speaking of 80s goodness, I mentioned a lot of movies. How can I forget this one? The Last Dragon. Apparently there's a remake, gonna be a remake, or there was a remake, I'm not sure. But how awesome was that movie?
What are you buying?
Seriously, how awesome was that movie? And not just the movie either, but the soundtrack. Oh my god, there's there's at least two songs that I remember from it. And it kind of has an interesting fusion between, you know, what do you call it? Oh, what now?
Leon, I have some bad news.
I'd rather not hear it.
Well, I'm afraid I have to tell you anyway. We've lost contact with the chopper.
Was it
so I must have
Nemesis?
shot it down, though we can't determine who.
Great.
We're prepping another chopper for you. Meanwhile, I want you to head towards the extraction point.
Got it.
I like how they just have multiple choppers on standby. That's pretty awesome. They must be a well-funded organization. Oh boy. Not good. How many villagers are there in this village?
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched all right. Quick, in that cabin.
I think there's like 5, but they're clones. The rest are clones.
Leon! Small world, eh?
This dude's like the king of cool.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first, before asking someone his name.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she... well, you know...
Don't worry. She's cool.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
Look!
Ashley, upstairs.
Okay, it's game time.
Alrighty. So I have to be sort of careful at this part because apparently if you accidentally shoot Lewis enough times, and you can, you will actually wind up killing Leon. You'll just get pissed off. Which I thought that was kind of a cool touch, but hey. Nice bit of extra pressure. But anyway, The Last Dragon. The music is freaking awesome. Like the two songs the two songs I remember from it, because I haven't seen it for a while, and I need to watch the movie, are Inside You and The Glow. Oh my gosh, those songs are badass. Like literally, I'm not even joking. Like I'm not even saying that to be ironic or anything like that. Honestly, Inside You in particular is one of my favorite songs. I recommend listening to it if you don't, if you're kind of feeling down about yourself, if you're feeling low, like that's just listen. I won't even spoil the lyrics for you. Just listen to it. The song is amazing. So I'm gonna kind of try to stay camped in this. I think Lewis pretty much holds his own by himself. I don't think he can actually die unless I'm mistaken here. And you know me, I hate when enemies flank me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and... I think this is another one of those where you have to kill a certain number of enemies. This time I don't know what the amount is, but I think it's more than what you have to do for the village. Like the beginning part of the game. But I guess it balances out because Lewis really, really saved your ass. Like, I can't count how many times I've played a game where you have... Oh, shoot. Oh, except you didn't help me out there. Whoops. See, I'm being very gingerly here because I really don't want to shoot Lewis. But Lewis, for the most part, except for that one moment, Lewis actually does really help you out. He's quite good at that. So it's time to go upstairs. But I can't count how many times enemies... You're kind of in a point in a game where you have AI that's supposedly helping you, but they're really not. They're just standing there staring at your face while you're killing all the enemies. Revelations. Seriously, there's that one part in Revelations which is ridiculous. So right there. Oh gosh, and they all, because I keep going for the headshots, so I keep having to deal with the enemies spawning that stupid thing from their heads, or from their necks, I should say. It's a little annoying. Oh, great, I'm out of space. So I'm gonna move that there for now. And I'm just gonna knock down some ladders while I'm at it. I think we're almost done, maybe. And I'm not saying the AI should do everything for you either, in a particular, situation, for example, like this. But I'm saying, if you have a very high expectation of me, at least let the AI be a little smart. That's it. That's all I ask. It's not too much to ask, is it? I think the ladders, you can kind of kill enemies. I think if they're high up on the ladders and they fall down, I think that helps. Maybe. Sometimes. I like how the ladder fell through the enemies that time around. Oh goodness. Let's do that. Just love how Leon has eggs just like kind of lying around in his attaché case, and he just eats them and they're fine. Seems legit to me. I don't know about you guys. And they finally gave up. Thank goodness. And so that's not too bad, thank goodness, if you have the ammo.
Looks like they're backing off.
So, what do we do now?
The bridge I crossed to get here is out. So I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
Okay, later.
Louis.
That was awkward. So that felt kind of short for a chapter, but we're moving along. So I guess 2, 3 will be next. Alright, I'm gonna save. Until next time.